Today we're gonna hang out and I'm gonna eat some lunch and drink some coffee because I'm tired today. I just got back from dropping off my sold packages. To do that every day when there's stuff. So I just got done with that. And I'm standing up in my kitchen at the bar thing because I'm going to highlight my hair today. My developer finally came in from eBay. I wish I had like, you know, I knew somebody or had like a license because then I could go to like Cosmoprof and then, you know, do it myself, but this works too. The hair looks crappy. It's like definitely time for me to highlight. So I use, in case you care at all, I use a 2% volume because my hair is already light and it just like works as far as like how to time everything correctly when you do it yourself. Like it's way different than having somebody else do it. Like somebody else can do it really fast. Even though I section mine out and like concentrate on the sections and then wash it out, it still takes me like a really long time. So I try to get the lowest kind of like developer that will do its thing. So that's why the 2%, 7 volume. So I get this one. And I'm gonna mix in some Olaplex. This bottle has lasted me so long. I don't really know the shelf life of this, but I used to buy it. Oh, it says 24 months. I used to buy it like in little baby tiny like sample sizes and then just add what I needed, but it's just like more economical to buy one of those things all at once. So that's what I did. We have our trusty self-made board out of, I think it's like Priority Mailbox cardboard with the taped on. Yeah, you get it. I'm gonna use my board for that, and I have a little brush, some foils. These are like the best foils. They're like weird no-name brand that I found on eBay like a long time ago. Come in a box like this. I've tried fancier foils, like the ones that all the like the hair influencers all like rave about. These just work. I'm eating Japchae. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm like obsessed with eating this for like lunch. So I wanted to eat lunch with you before I started mixing my chemicals. But I have my developer and I have my matching bleach powder. This one has the bond enforcing stuff in it. You can see that. But I don't know, I just add the Olaplex for fun because I own it already. Might as well use it. I'm gonna have all of these guys. And then I think I ordered this from like Alibaba like a long time ago. Sorry if you can hear my wash. I'm washing the sheets on my bed. I'll wait until this video is done in order to put them in the dryer though. So, my favorite thing about this Japchae or whatever is the texture of the sweet potato noodles. They're like so good. They're like a little bit chewy. I like love that. I think this will be the first time that I will highlight my hair here. I have a lot of like, I feel like it would grow out. This is not a tutorial on how you do it. This is just kind of like a hang out with me thing. Because number one, I'm not like licensed or like professional, and number two, what works for my hair might not work for your hair, so I'm definitely not going to be like, oh, do this, do this. You can just kind of like get a good idea of like placement maybe if you're interested, but just kind of like hang out with me and I'll talk about stuff per usual. I did end up getting an LLC like I wanted to on the beginning of the year. I've been putting that off for like tax purposes until like the beginning of the year to like start it to have like a clean tax year moving forward with everything under that. I got an email that the name wasn't taken that I wanted, and so in a few days I'll get another email that says like the paperwork went through with your state and blah blah blah. So I sense some things changing a little bit from my wants and needs with what I do with myself for like making money. It's like ungodly hard to make money the way that I used to make money really easily. So I have to do like something more or different, or I don't know. I just have to do something that like makes me like it again. Like I actually don't like what I do right now because it's like not, it doesn't give me the satisfaction that it used to. Like, so I can work hard, but then there's no like reward. Usually the reward would be like you sell some stuff or you sell a lot of stuff, or like you can, you know, maintain your good life that you've built. But it's getting really hard, and so I see that I have to pivot in order to make it, number one, fun for myself, but number two, like successful and fruitful. So I don't want to do these things, but I also don't want to go back and get like another job either. So it's like I've been out of the workforce for like 8 years, 7 years like that, and I'm super behind on like a lot of like the skills that you would need in order to be like a good employee for somebody, and like that's not what I want to do anyways. But the longer that you do your own thing, it's like the less employable you are with like someone else, unless they value the skills that you yourself have built for your own thing. So I'm just thinking of different ways out for helping my creative life, making myself happy again, and like feeling good about like what I've accomplished. It's always really good, and I feel accomplished when like somebody that I sold something to, like it meant something to them, and I'm like, I'm doing something good with my time. I'm connecting somebody with something that they really wanted, or they missed, or it's nostalgic for them, or they just like feel really good in, if it's like an item of clothing. So like I like that part. That's fulfilling and nice, but it's like not wonderful when like the sales don't happen. So anyways, I'm trying to make it work a little bit better for myself. So that's kind of like what I worked on this week. I didn't really work on a lot of love stuff. But my date is supposed to be tomorrow, and honestly, it's supposed to be like literally an interview for a hookup, except for like a long-term type of hookup. Like I don't know if I've like talked about this, but I think it's like a little bit rude of me to like try to start like something serious with somebody like if I'm not like super interested in staying here. And I feel like it's kind of a big ask if I was to leave in July when my lease is up, to like ask somebody to like kind of like change their lives or whatever if they weren't planning on it. So I literally just want to spend some time with people that I enjoy and like, you know, do that, but then like reevaluate. So I felt like this short-term thing that was kind of like long-term, like we talked about hanging out maybe until July when I left. it might be like a little bit better for my goals, but you never know what like will happen in life. And I think I'm just trying to do like what's best for me, but also to be like kind to somebody else. Like obviously if I find like the love of my life, like from now until like the time that I leave, I'll like reevaluate and everything. But how it currently sits right now is that I'm not doing well financially with like what I'm doing currently. It's like not even a slow, steady decline. It's like a pretty rapid decline, and it's like making me worried. And it's like, maybe I just can't like survive here with like the expenses that I have, and then survive here with like the things that I can find and the skills that I have with what I can find. And to add a long-term thing into the mix, well, that would be lovely for like my personal development and my growth. Maybe I could get the same thing from somebody who just like wants to be, you know, my F buddy or whatever. Like as long as they were respectful and like healthy, and like we communicated our things, like I don't really see the problem in trying to go after like what works for me in every facet of my life. So I think that's why I'm talking about it with you, because it's like shoved down your throat that like unless you're like on the path of love, that's like the only thing that should work and like you should be after. But I've been by myself for a long time, and like I still have goals that I want to do for myself by myself, and I don't know if it's really all that smart to like stop going full court press on that when like I'm not doing well. But I still want what I want with my other areas of life too. I don't want it to just like shut down like I did before. I want to like make it work. So I think that's why I'm like talking about this other thing that might work for me. But I'm not super interested in going on dates for like one night stands. Like that's okay if like that's what you need to do and like you think that that's good. But this would be like in theory, right? It never really works out in theory how like it actually would in real life. But in theory, this would be like having a nice connection with somebody, like lets me be myself and like doesn't really want me to change anything about myself, except for he wants me to like give him some of my time, and I give him like, he gives me some of his time, and we just take it from there until like the end of July basically. So it's an interview tomorrow for a long-term hangout buddy that like doesn't really mean anything. Mean anything as far as combining our assets or like that kind of thing. Like of course it would like mean something to me, like human connection, and like I'm not gonna be cold or like emotionally unavailable or like anything. I still think that you can be whatever you want to be, but yeah, I don't know. This is just how I'm thinking about it today. I want to be like less stressed about like my life, and like sales are pretty stressful. Sales during bad times is stressful. So like you can see my skin, just not doing too good. I did start different gel, and that has been, I've seen pretty good results for like the 1 week and something that I've like used it like regularly. I do have a lot of like sensitivity to it, so I have a lot of redness, like sore patches of skin, but they say you're supposed to see like the full effect after like 12 weeks. And you can kind of combat some of those things that are happening with the skin and like the process of the different gel overnight or whatever. If you put like moisturizer on top of it and you'd put just like a pea-sized amount for like your whole face. So I'm trying to like do the right thing for my body here. Make everything work. Make everything work well. Definitely need to highlight my hair. I let it grow out, and it like grew out pretty soft from like how I did it last time. I don't know if you can tell. It grew out pretty soft, but when I go like this, you can see like all of that is like regrowth. All of where it looks greasy is like my natural hair color, and like the bleach part is like doesn't ever get really greasy because it's like kind of dead in a nice kind of not dead way, kind of dead that like stays on your head but like isn't like the rest of your regrowth hair. I don't know why I'm explaining that to you, but I need it to be refreshed. So it's kind of nice to spend time today doing this. It's like very relaxing for me. I went sourcing yesterday and I found some stuff that's kind of like fun, but it took like all day, and I didn't really find like massive amounts of stuff, so I have to keep going to like some other places. Like I went to 3 stores yesterday for like all day, and I don't really love that. I feel like that's such a time suck, and it's like, you know, it doesn't really enrich my life. I just kind of like, you know, put my headphones in and listen to like sad sap songs like on my headphones. I don't have to listen to like the Goodwill radio or whatever. And like, yeah, that's a pretty chill way to like spend my life, but I wish my life was like a little bit different. So I'm really working on not spending most of my day either in the car or like, I'm not complaining, like my life is pretty good, but it could be better. Like I wish I could just source one day and find like 70 or so items and then like go back like the next week or whatever, and then it was fun. Like it's not fun and it's not cheap. I've spent so much money on inventory that like literally doesn't get seen by anybody. So it's kind of like, so that's why I started my own LLC, so I can build out my own website and kind of like control that part and not be so complaining about like things that I can't control. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to eat the last of my slippery Japchae. I learned about that by watching like a ton of K-dramas. And like they have tteokbokki or something like that, and I ordered it on Amazon like a couple of times because like everybody was obsessed with those, like those things that are popular street foods there, and like they always like late night get tteokbokki, and it wasn't that good. Like I didn't really like it. I was like, maybe I'm just getting the wrong thing. So I saw this at Trader Joe's one time and I was like, yes. So yesterday when I was sourcing, I picked up like 6 of those little packages and I eat them in the middle of the day as my lunch. So now you know what I do for my food. You were dying to know. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix it up and kind of like show you a little bit of like how this is, because this like takes me hours and like the sunlight is not going to like last because it's like 2 o'clock already. So I'll give you like little updates or whatever. I didn't know I was gonna like eat with you. That wasn't really my plan, but here we are. Our channel, my channel, our channel can be like a little bit spontaneous. I did this today because I know tomorrow I'm gonna be like real nervous, like trying to find like the perfect way to wear my hair, the perfect outfit or like whatever, just so I can feel like the most confident going into tomorrow. And then next week I'll tell you a little bit about how I think that the whole arrangement is gonna go. Like if it's a total bust or like whatever. I've paused all of my things. I've let my Tinder Platinum membership thing like expire. Because I really want to give like, I don't know, this a chance. You can't give it a chance if like you always have somebody on the back burner. So I'm like single burnering him right now. And I don't feel like that's really all that risky because I don't really want a lot from him to begin with. Maybe I want something else, like once my streak has been like ended, you know, maybe I'll just like, maybe I'm just like fooling myself into thinking that this is what I want until like July, but maybe I'll want something more from somebody else. I'm not want to do this at all. Like I'm not fickle like that, but I do realize that I could change my desires for, you know, what fulfills me. Because currently right now I'm after something that's exciting and like passionate, but that won't like seriously derail me from like what I need to do for my own financial stuff. Like if it was going well, I could put more effort into other things. And I think that this would just give me enough human connection that like meant something, that like gave me what I wanted while I still focused. It's very different when you have to come up with your own money. It's not like I punch in and punch out. Like I can't really let stuff slip. So you might think that I'm being like a little bit too like strict about things, but I don't know, you'd get it if like you were having to like make every dollar that you earned like one by one like this. So anyways, I'm gonna mix up my bleach. So that's what my bleach looks like. It has that kind of purpley tint, purpley blue, to help kind of pre-tone my hair as it's bleaching and lifting. All right, the goal of my hair today is that I lighten the top, and over the next couple of days, I think, work towards the underside. I'll show you the underside. It's like a lot less highlighted than the top because the top is easier to do by yourself. And the underside is like more cumbersome and like annoying. You have to use like a double mirror and like just sit there for like hours and kind of like crank your head back. And yeah, I could pay somebody, but I mean, this was like $20 and this will last me like a long time. So this bleach was also like $20 or $30 or something. That lasts you a long time. So if you just get good at certain things, you can save yourself a lot of money. So I just wanted to show you like how I'm gonna do it. So I've sectioned off this mohawk section right here, and I'll do that last. I will do these sides first and wash them out, like shampoo my hair and everything, like wash it all out. And then I will do the top, and then the whole front part will be done. But I just make like little slices, like really thin slices, and I just follow like my head. Do you see like where the darker part is? I will only get bleach on the darker part, and you see like where the blonde part is, I'll only get bleach like right there. And then I'll wrap it up, and it'll sit there, and I'll start my timer on my phone once I put the bleach in, so that I know to like check it. I've definitely burnt off like bottom parts of my hair because I like forgot. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just going to follow little slices up the top of my head, leaving out enough dark. When I first started doing this, I like didn't leave out enough hair, and so then it looked like I was platinum blonde instead of what I wanted to be like dimensional. And the dimensional look is like a little bit easier to maintain. it grows in nicer and it just kind of is healthier because you have less bleached hair. So I just do like really thin sections and then bleach it, and then I will follow. So maybe I'll do like 7 up until the middle part, and then I'll do the middle part kind of like this. So I'm doing this way and then this way. So that's my plan of action. All right, so this is how it looks on one side done, and that took me, let me see, sorry about the washer and dryer, 17 minutes. So it should take about the same for that side, and then I will start checking like the bottom piece. Like you can see I left out a lot of hair, and I just have little slices. So slices work in my hair because it's so highlighty everywhere. I used to weave it out, but like little thin slices works perfectly fine for kind of like the brightness that I want. So it takes me less time than having to weave it out. So I'm gonna do this side, and you can kind of see where like I've weaved in or like I've sliced. So right there, I've done that, you know, just gives like pretty good, I don't know, a good dimension. A little trick is that I try to slice at the very top, like don't leave this part dark. I will definitely put a foil at the very top like I did with that one, so that the top of my head will be the most sun-kissed. So I'm gonna continue, but I wanted to update you. So I'm gonna do the last one with you guys so that you can kind of see if you wanted to see. The last one on this side. So I'm trying to leave out like my blonde hairs right here so I don't fry them off, but I'm just gonna do a thin slice of that. And then pick out a super blonde piece and then leave that. I like to go right to the top because I've learned how to like fold them pretty good so that it doesn't like bleed out everywhere and cause like tiger stripes, so that doesn't really happen for me. So I like to go pretty much right up to the top. And then fold up most of my ends. Most of my ends are pre-lightened. They just have like pretty good discoloration from like my water and stuff. Like yesterday, I actually did like a treatment to get rid of like all the hard water like on my hair so that it was just easier to highlight my hair and not through the hard water. So I leave out like a tiny bit, and then when I go to pull out all the foils, I'll like bring the bleach through to the end so like everything is kind of bleached out. But most of the time when it's in the foil, it doesn't get the bleach on the end, so that my ends stay pretty good. And I just really got that haircut, so it should stay pretty good. So I fold it up. I have like this whole method of like folding. Flip it over. dent, fold that dent. And there we have it. So this side is done. So 35 minutes. So sometimes it takes like an hour of like full time for it to process, but since this is new developer, well, process on my hair and like for like, you know, what I want it to do. So I'm gonna check out what's going on with the first one that I did to kind of just see, because it's been like 36 minutes since I've done the first one. And so I just open it up, and then I can tell that it's like not ready yet. It's like still brown. So I'm just gonna fold it back up. When I start getting to like here forward, like my sections get to be pretty close together, but like when it's back here to like that part, I can leave out more like bigger brown sections, and I don't have to put so many foils back here. But I even might want to like weave instead of just making slices, like in the first like 2 or 3 that are like front in my head. That way it'll just look nicer. So I'm just gonna, you know, do that. For the back ones, I like to fold it kind of like on the board so it stays good for the first fold, and then I like to do that. I always have like a wet rag so that I can get the bleach off of my fingers. Okay. Fold this over, and then we'll just continue. And then the whole time keeping track of what the time looks like. It's like now 44 minutes since I first put the first one in. So like a lot of the time I used to like be scared and like not lift, like not leave the bleach on like enough for like what I wanted. But as you see, like I'm not doing like an intense developer. It's not like blowing open my cuticle like a level 40 would do. Like this is level volume 7 instead of 40. So 40 is like what you use for like dark hair. So mine's 7. So it's very, well, as far as developers go, it's pretty like calm. So I kind of leave it on for quite a bit. And as you see, this kind of like takes me forever. So just good. So I'm gonna mix a little bit more, and then I'm going to do maybe like 5 or 6 more, and then I'm gonna stop to get to like the bang box part and do a little bit more detailed there, because I want it to be pretty like, I want it to be pretty light around the very top of my hair, and right now it's pretty dark as you see, so I want it to be like lightened up, but I still want dimension. So let's see, I have maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 months of grow out. It still looked okay, it just is gonna look better now. The snaps are Abigail and I talk on Snapchat all day every day. Sorry if that's annoying. Okay, so weave is like concentrating on the blonde pieces. And then just like redoing the root of the blonde pieces. Cause like up to here, I don't know if you can see that, like up to here is like all blonde. So I just have to add bleach to the roots that's grown out. And then like lightly pull the bleach down to like kind of kick out any of the orange or whatever, just lightly. Once the maturity is kind of like up here. And then I like to wrap my ends kind of tucked in right there so they don't sit in like the full bleach. They're like just sitting by themselves, tucked in that part of the foil. And then I do my little foldy thing so that I don't get bleach on this dark part back here. And flip it back up. I think by the time that I'm done like my mohawk section, it will be time to like check the first bottom one again. I find this like so relaxing. Like the first time I did this, it was not relaxing. It was like really stressful, but now I kind of like get the process. I'm just gonna go through and take out any little babies that kind of need to stay, so they can continue to grow and be happy. This is kind of like my cheat way of like weaving. Okay. After I fold this, yeah, it's been an hour since I first did the other ones. I think the slicing really is good because it used to take me an hour for like just the mohawk section and then, you know, combined here. And it's only taken me an hour to do the whole thing. Well, like the front part of my whole head. And I like the results better for me. The slicing gives me more of an impact for like a little bit of hair that is in the foil, so I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back, take this out, kind of gather up like all of my more like leave out hair and make sure that they kind of exist together, but it's not like scrunching any of the foils. All right, so I only had a little bit of bleach left, so that's good. I don't really go through and like re-saturate. Probably should, but I tried to do a pretty good job beforehand. So I'm just gonna check this one more time. Yeah, and it's not ready yet. You see that? It's not ready yet. So just going to sit here and process. Don't add heat or anything. I just kind of like let it do its thing. I'm going to do like 10-minute intervals and check on it. Set a timer for 10 minutes. And then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like done, like processed on my hair. And I'll try to come back if there's still like good enough lighting today, and if not, tomorrow, what my bleach job looked like, finished and blow dried and stuff like that. So I think it's finally kind of like ready to open up at least. So right there is not all the way done, but I'm just gonna like open it. just continue up and then see if the next one is ready to open. Yeah, that one's pretty ready. So I'll leave it like this for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, like open. Because it does have like a tiny bit more work to do, like a little bit. But most of the lift is like achieved already. Just kind of spreading out the bleach all the way to the end. So I'm just gonna wash my hands and then kind of do this up until it's not ready yet. Let's see, all the bleach is still, this is the last one I put on, so let's see while the bleach is still on my hands, what this one is looking like. I mean, this is almost like done, so by the time that I get to open up all of them, maybe that little one will be done. I don't know, we'll see. So I pulled out all of the sides and I'll let it kind of do its thing for like 5 minutes. And I got to the top, but the second from the back is, set my timer for 5 minutes. The second from the back is kind of a little bit too, you probably can't see. Probably not. A little bit not as done as like the sides, because like obviously they're like a half an hour behind, but they're like small sections, so I'll just keep these in foils, the ones that are kind of out right now. And then in 5 minutes I will wet the sides and then shampoo them. But I feel like it processed pretty good. So I'll be able to tell you or show you what it looks like pretty soon. So good morning. This is the next day after I had blow dried my hair before I went to bed. So I was pretty happy with the result. I think it looks really nice. You can see that it doesn't look streaky, right? Even though I did like actually big streaks, like thick, not thick, but like wide width slices that were thin. And then when it just falls, it sort of just looks natural-ish, as natural as this can be. So I'll show you what it looks like with like a ponytail, so you can kind of see. And then here, and then to the side. So then I just have to work on like the perimeter of this to like create like light, keep some depth in there, but like bring up my highlights. And that will be kind of like next week's thing that I won't bring you on the journey with, because that'd be boring for you to see the same kind of video twice. So that is how my hair turned out. I think it turned out pretty good for, you know, a last minute thing right before my date. I'm gonna go get some shoes that match, like comfy shoes that like match my my outfit that I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna wear black jeans, like skinny black jeans, and then maybe like a black, like a tight black tank top, some little bitty mini Uggs. Those are the things that I need to get today. And then like just cozy, just chill. And then like a tight fitting jacket thing. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna do my makeup probably around 2-ish, so that I have time to just like redo it if I don't like it. And then I'm just gonna work the rest of the day. So it's only 10. I'm gonna get this video up to you. So hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. It will be up early this morning, because I'll try to get that out of the way. Not out of the way, but you know what I mean. Get that kind of like done off my checklist, or like mental checklist of what I do. And I will hopefully have good news next week. I don't honestly think he's like kind of like into it. When I confirmed this morning, he was kind of like meh about it. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. That is fine. I think it's good for me to like just not cancel because I'm nervous. Like, just push through. So I've done everything that I could possibly do in order to like make myself less nervous. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next Friday.